services like CRM management. I think Nino is familiar with this because database services like data analysts, and we have appointment setting and acquisition management. So here's the process when you are being hired. So first is the training, evaluation, onboarding. Since this is an urgent hiring, since we have a trainees, but we need 5 applicants for the new client. That's why I decided I usually not post hiring for my team on my own Facebook. But this is the first time I try to hire someone. I try to post in my Facebook the hiring process or the hiring we have in our team. So first is the training, evaluation, and onboarding. So you are on the part of training right now. So actually our training mostly will be 2 months. But this one is very fast because again we are in need to someone who can work for us. So for the salary and the benefits and incentives of our team, so the Outbound is a third party team, so it's like an agency. So I'm the boss. So what I do is that I hire Filipinos to be a VA or a cold caller. Then I am also finding clients in the US. So like that, if you are familiar with that. So salary negotiation is done within the management, not with the client. So I have my own negotiation with the client. So you don't need to discuss about the pay to the client. It will be discussed with me and you. So in case there is some problems in regards to salary, this must be done within the team, including the client, because we're trying to protect the client and we're trying to make the client comfortable and take it easy. So our salary will be bi-monthly, not later than 5th and 20th of the month. So pay will be through GCash, PayMaya, or bank transfer. So we don't have mandatory benefits since we are a freelance, if you are familiar with that. But we highly encourage you to pay as a self-employed. Okay. So for incentives, so incentives depend on the client assigned. So we are working on giving incentives for the team in the future. So currently, our existing team members, so they have attendance incentive, and we have also employee of the month for our team. So in case you are already onboarded and you think you can continue the client, example, you will be hired today or tomorrow, by the way. Oh, sorry for the background. So you should render at least 1 week without absent to be paid. Otherwise, working days less than a week will not be paid. So for example, in this case, so you started working Wednesday, and then when you started to work on Wednesday, you feel like you're not comfortable. So you decided not to continue. So you work 8 hours already. So you want to be paid for 8 hours. But sad to say, we are not going to pay you for 8 hours because the requirement is you should work at least 1 week. So after a week, if you say, I think I can't make it, then you finish the whole week. And then after that, you will be paid for the whole week. But if lesser than 1 week, except if the client said, I don't want to work with you, it's different thing. Okay, so let's continue. So for promotion and termination in our team, promotion depends on your skill, attendance, and clients' feedback. So promotions are in monetary basis, such as pay increase or additional client, because there are part-timers, there are also full-timers. So there are, okay. So again, we are a freelance, so promotions is really, you are not in contract with us. So if you are not in contract with us, so it means like you can work with other clients or other company. But of course, when you are it's like a project base. So if you're working with me for 8 hours, then you have to render that. Aside from you are having another job, then it's your choice. It's not my choice. And for termination, it depends on the assigned client. When the assigned client decided to quit the service, it means you need to wait until there will be a new client available for you to handle. When the performance, especially towards the management and the client is poor, we will be no longer working for you. There's no such termination for the team since this is a freelance and no contract bounded between you and the team. Again, you are freelance, so there's no termination. So basically, if the client decided to quit, then you don't have a job. And if, let's say when the client say quit because she needs more time, so actually we can still find you a client. But let's say the problem is you with the performance in the team, of course, I will not be working for you anymore. Okay? Again, there's no contract bounded. So again, you can stop anytime you want. And also, of course, you need to ask permission. It's being courteous. Do you have any question, guys? I just make it faster because our 2 hours is too short. Okay. Do you have any questions about this? None so
No,
far.
ma'am.
Okay, none so far. Or you can also, if you don't want to talk, you can also put a comment. You can put a thumbs up. Okay, you can react. Okay, now let's start with what is the job or what kind of job is this since the two of you are not familiar with it, right? So here. Um, okay. So can you still see my screen right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is a VA? Okay. So when you say virtual VA means virtual assistants. So when you say VA, according to Investopedia, oh wait, I'll make it bigger. Okay. hold on. So according to Investopedia, a virtual assistant is an independent contractor who provides administrative services to clients while operating outside of the client's office. A virtual assistant typically operates from a home office but can access the necessary planning documents such as shared calendars remotely. So, in short, when we say virtual assistant, these people are the one who assists a client virtually for a certain task. So meaning you are not working on an office. So basically, you are connected through online. You got it? So that's why it's called VA. So again, what are the tasks? So these are the common tasks that we do. Okay. So what we do in our team is we take calls. Sometimes it's inbound, but most of the time it's outbound. When you say inbound, meaning the customer is the one who called you. But when you say outbound, you are the one who's calling them. When you say scheduled management, okay, the next one, task. So scheduled management, it means you set them an appointment. Like example, you talk to a customer, so you set them an appointment with the client. Let's say, can you, okay, our client gonna talk with you on Monday at 3 p.m. So that is a scheduled management. And when you say CRM, CRM stands for Client Relationship Management. So it's like a system, or if it's a teacher, so it's like a class record. So we put all the information in that system. So client relationship manager is very common in the US, especially for real estate or for any kind of business to put everything in one place. So what is the now this one is very important. So what are is the personality of a good VA? So the first and foremost, number one, it's honesty. Why honesty? Because you are working virtually. So there is no manager work looking around you. But of course, sometimes the computer is being guarded, like it is being you cannot open anything because it's suddenly screenshot. Next one is commitment. Why it's there? That's one of the good personality for a VA because, of course, since you're working freelance, so they put trust in you. So you should be committed. It's something like relationship, right? So in a relationship, there should be a commitment. Without a commitment, the relationship will be failed. Next one is being humble. So there are what I notice nowadays that there are many VAs who, okay, let's say higher pace. It seems like they are already floating. When I say floating, it means like they feel they are so good. And on my end, for me, it's not a good personality for a VA. Why? Because it's similar. Like for me, even your job is the simplest job in the world. You should be humble. You don't need to be proud of. What I mean by proud is not like you are proud, but too much. Okay, so you don't need to be naughty, or you need to be you try to look down other job because each job is very important in the society. Okay, so any kind of job. And the next one is task and time oriented. This is also very important for a good VA because again, there is a minimal management. So you should be multitasking. So the manager will not keep you asking what you're doing there or did you already take take notes, did you already pass your report, there's nobody would say that. Because if you don't do your job properly, then it's very easy to say, okay, today would be your end of the day, and then you can find another job. And lastly, it's the integrity. So I think any job needs integrity, right? Because it reflects your own personality in any kind of job. Without integrity, nobody wants to work with you. Same as at a VA. Okay, here. So what are the tools that we will be using? So first is you need a desktop, okay, or a laptop. I hope everybody has a laptop, because if you don't have a laptop right now or a computer, I will not hire you, or you will not go through the client's interview, because of course how would you work? And then of course I hope everybody has a stable internet, not really Wi-Fi. I hope there is really connection, because sometimes the system is too big that Wi-Fi can't go through. Next one is the noise canceling headset, especially if you have kids, because kids is very noisy and some clients doesn't want a background noise for the kids. But if you have kids and you want to work, you can also uh, upload, or you can sign up with an app. This is what we call Chris. Okay, Chris app can minimize the voice in the background, but Chris is not really 100% free. So there are hours for free. That is very good app to use when you're taking out calls. Next one is the software we use. So when you say software, these are the system on the computer. So we have the Gmail. I think everybody knows what is Gmail, right? Gmail is an email, Skype like this for communication. So here I will focus on the cell phone and the dialer. So a cell phone is like a cell phone. It's just a way you can't touch it. So in the computer. But when you say dialer, it is like it is a system that can call two or three phone numbers in one time. That's why it's called dialer. Okay, again, I'll tell it, I will review. Cell phone is like a cell phone, but you cannot touch. It's on the computer. But when you say dialer, it's a system that can dial two two or more numbers in one time. Again, you know a CRM already. I already explained that a while ago. So, okay, so that's the end of the introduction of the EVA. So, do you have questions? None so far? None so far?
None so far, ma'am.
Okay, none so far. Okay, now let's go on to the word. Sorry. Okay, real estate, Volcom. Oh, it's, I think. Okay, now let's focus on the topic. So our topic to or the clients, what not topic, but your client that you'll be working is real estate. So now you need to learn what is a real estate, of course, right? Because without learning what is a real estate, it will be hard for you to know what is a real estate. Na ay mo echo. Yes, yes, Rochi. Actually, I also noticed that. That's why I mute your microphone, because I can also hear echoing. I don't know why. Currently, I'm using my own. Wait.
Miss Claire, excuse me. It's
Ha?
already here, but however, I can still hear an echo.
Ha? Unsa, Rochi?
Mute na siya dati, but ang is dili siya kay na siya echo gapon.
Karon kay wala na echo ang imuhad, but ang imong ingog kay gaputol-putol.
Okay. Pero so far karon medyo na okay mo pud ang imong tingog, dili na pud siya ingon ay echo sad.
Mao ba? Okay.
Mm.
I'm not sure kay gagamit man ko sa let me see. Usa ko man ako asad. How about you, Christine? Can you hear me well?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, good. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, here. So the topic, well, can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. So let's talk about real estate. So why are you hired for real estate? So actually, you are hired for real estate. It's because we're looking for someone who can basically what you will do is you're going to contact the customer or you're going to contact people and try to ask if they are interested in selling or buying real estate. Okay. So basically, before this topic, actually, you need to learn about vocabularies in real estate. But since we don't have enough time, because those are really lists of words that you must be familiar. And this is, again, an urgent hiring. So if you would be hired, I will be putting you on a training. So here, so what is a real estate? This is the one that you're going to find when you're hired. So what is a lead? So when you are hired as a cold caller, your main goal or task is to get a lead. So the question now is what is a lead? So when you say a lead, it's or a sales lead, it's a leads are people or companies who may have interest in your services or products, although you don't have a full context as to the reason for their interest or when they are likely to take a purchase decision. So again, you're just looking or you're just calling somebody who might be interested on your service. What is our service? Of course, it's a real estate in buying or selling a house. So there are types of leads. Please take note on this. So there is what we call cold leads, warm leads, and hot leads. When you say cold leads, these are leads that which have to be nurtured more carefully and over a longer period of time in order to yield sales. These are majorly leads which are kept in view most of the time. So again, these are like phone numbers on your cell phone. Like let's say if nakay product diha nga example lang ha, ang imong product kay kuan puto cheese. I remember puto cheese kay si Johan atong classmate puto cheese. Gipabaligyan ko puto cheese. So here, nakay puto cheese. So nakay listahan sa imong nakay phone number sa imong cellphone, di ba? So kay ganahan man ka nga ibaligay mo puto cheese, so possibly pwede mo na tawagan tanang phone number sa imong cellphone. So kana sila gitawag na siya og cold leads. Okay? Nga kinahanglan pa nimo i-pangutan-on. That is what we call cold leads. After that, the cold leads will become warm leads. Okay, unsa man ang warm leads? So warm leads represent people or companies who have already shown interest in any of your services or products. They may have indicated their interest by following your profile on social media networks, filling up contact forms, signing up for a newsletter or email marketing campaign, following up on referrals from other clients or people, and so on. These leads are prospects that want to know more about your products and services and more likely or finally convert to customer. These leads also require nurturing before they translate into sales. So what you're looking for actually are warm leads, not cold leads. Because cold leads are the one that we take calls. So what is a warm lead for real estate? So when you try to call them, when they are, kung na bang, kung tawagan na nimo sila, mo ang mga tao nga naanay plano nga mo baligya silang balay or na sila interest nga na, nag-show, nagpakita sa mga interest nga ila ibaligya ilang balay or ilang mupalit sa balay. Or kung mobalik ta sa atong photo chase, so mahimo kang warm leads kung mangutan na kapila na ang imong photo chase. Pila ka buksulod. So mo na gitawag og warm leads. Okay? So when you say warm leads, nagpakita na sila og interest. So mo nang inyong gipanghita as a cold caller. So we're trying to find a warm leads nga pwede tawagan sa investor or sa agent para i-nurture pagyud or para mutaas pagyud ang interest nila nga ila ibaligya or ipalit og balay or sa photochis pa. So kini ang mga tao nga imong sige sindan og picture. Ma'am, mao na mong photochis bago pag yuning luto. Ana. So next, these are the closed deals. So this is what we call hot leads. So when you say hot leads, these are people who are already qualified leads in this context. They meet all the criteria for being qualified leads. So again, there ikaw as a cold caller, so if they are interested in selling their property or they at least interested want to know their price of their property, so naa kay ipangutana. Mura bag pre-qualification. For example, okay, I'll make it clearer. So I think everybody already vaccinated. So when you get a COVID vaccine, before ka ma-vaksinan, di ba, naman na siya form na imong filapan. So,
Yes, ma'am.
ang ato lang ani is it's kanang dili lang siya form atong filapan, but instead we try to ask them. Di ba? Atos lang gay pangutan na diretso. Example sa kanang COVID vaccine, di ba? Kano sa imong last dugo, na ba kay allergy sa tambal or na ba kay kung anon kanang mga illness nga gidala or na ba ka sa imong kaliwat inana, di ba? So those are pre-qualifying questions. Gitawag pa. So here in our work, so we'd also do that. So in other word, like sa real estate, so what we do is like pila ka book ilang bedrooms, how many baths, nganong ilang ibaligya ilang balay, na nabaslay presyo sa ilang balay, uh, kung ato ning mabaligya, kano sa sila pwede nila ibaligya after 3 weeks ba, after 30 days or after 90 days, then nabas lagi upgrade silang balay. Okay, so mao na gina ang inyong ipangutana. So next one. So these are just a short table of the difference between cold, hot, and warm lead. So again, ang cold, wala pa sila interest. These are just phone numbers. Then when you say hot lead, mao na ni ang katong mga eager na gyud nga mo palit or mo baligya. Then kining warm leads, so mao ni siya ang katong nagpakita pag interest pero wala pa sila decision nga kanus mo palit. Then kining mga cold leads, so does not respond to outreach or engage. Wala pa gyud, as in shortly wala. Again, hot leads. So I think everyone already understand this. Okay? Don't worry, I'm gonna give you a copy after this. So now let's go to what's the difference between real estate investor and real estate agent. So again, our clients are investors and agents, and the upcoming client, if you would be hired, are investors. So one yung difference. So if you are working for investors, especially with you guys, so what you're looking a house is the uglier the better. Why? When we say real estate investors, they are purchasing the property below the market value. Meaning, kung ang imong balay kay nag-worth og 1 million, na kung guba na kay na, syempre, di na ginani mo ibaligya og 1 million. Di ba? Kay maikog taong ka sa mupalit. So, mo na ang ilang gipanghita sa real estate investors. The uglier, the better. But, opposite siya sa mga agent. Ang ganahan na nila ibaligya sa balay is kanang mga newly renovated property or currently renovated after done repairs. Nga naman, kay when you are working with an agent, they are selling the property on a market value, while investors are buyers. Okay? The next one, for the real estate investors, the seller wants to sell it as soon as possible. Meaning, nag-inid og kwarta ang mga tag-iya sa balay. Possibly, nasakit sa ilaha, or possibly, ganahan na sila muhawa diha, or ganahan na silang ilan na nang i-get rid ang property, or possibly kay dinastagid ganahan sa property. Not like kining kung imong client kay mga agent, so the seller wants to sell the property for a given period of time for a high price. Meaning, ganahan na sila ibaligya ilang balay pero di sila ganahan nga barato. So that's why when you are working with an agent, they are giving a time nga ibaligya ang balay. Not like kung ari kas investor, kung mo-agree lang ka sa baligya sa balay, ma-close na between 2 to 3 weeks. Okay? Mao na siya ang nakalahi sa investor o sa agent. And then, for real estate investors, mostly nila is ilan na buy and sell, or sometimes ilan nang i-parent. So investors, or the word for the word investor, so they do investment. So sometimes they would consider purchasing a property if it's a great for rental. On the other way around, sa agent, So the property can be a great for any type of a buyer. So wala sila gipili. Kaya nga naman, ilang naman sa tabangan ang seller, ibaligya ilang balay. Then, lastly, if you're working for an agent, make sure nga the seller is not working exclusively with any agent or a broker. Why? In the US, they have a contract to sign if they will be working with an agent or a broker. So, a seller cannot work in many agents or a broker, not like in the Philippines nga kini ko yung agent, then iya ditong gibaligya sa laing agent. It's different in the US. So you have to be in a one contract for an agent before. So if there would be an agent who has a buyer, then they need to share the commission. Okay? So mo na siya ang nakalahi. Now, what are the pre-qualifying questions nga imong kwaon kung manawag ka? So basically there are 7. Please take note on this. So the first and foremost that you need to ask is the basic information of the lead. So what is the basic information of the lead? So these are okay, these are given already by the way, some of them. So we have name, address, phone number, email address, bedroom, bathrooms, and square feet. So sometimes ang information nga gihatag na nato na ang information nga nasa contact list is sayok. So that's why you have to verify the name, the address, and the phone number. Possibly the customer owns multiple properties, and let's say this property is not a property they are selling, but instead the other property. Okay, so again, basic information of the lead. Please, okay, let me mute Christine. Uh, so next one is the condition of the property. So we can rate the condition of the property by great, good, okay, fair, or bad. So again, do you remember the uglier the better if your client is investor. So let's focus on investor since the client coming is investor. So basically that customer or that client is looking for okay below. So they're not looking for a fully renovated property. So when you say fully renovated property, so meaning ka na bang mga recent upgrades nga gikuan na sin gi-change ang balay, ang paint, ang roofing, o ang flooring and everything. When you say good na ay mga repair nga gibuhat pero dili daghan. Just minimal. And then when you say okay na agyoy ayuhonon as in kagubaon ang balay, then when you say fair, these are kanang major repairs like ang gutter naguba, ang aircon din amo bugnaw, inana. So ang bad as in kinanglan na gyud i-torn down ang property meaning gubon lang gyud ang property kay kung ayuhon pa dako naggasto. So by the way, please take note on this. So since this is only a overview of the training, so when you ask the customer with the condition of the property, so you need to ask how old of the following parts. Following. For example, the roofing, the flooring, the kitchen, the HVAC. HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. The plumbing, the bedrooms, the toilet or the bathroom, and other parts of the house. So this one is just a rate, but when you make a report, you need to ask the following. This one. Is there any upgrades to be done with your roofing or is there any repairs to be done with the roofing? So these questions. Okay. So here's the common question. So we have here, have you have done any recent upgrades or renovation of the property? Or what are the repairs to be done with the property? How old is the roofing, plumbing, HVAC, or foundation, or other important information of the property such as in bathroom, in the kitchen, and in the bedroom, in the flooring. Okay? And here's the third reason. So the third pre-qualifying questions that you need to ask is the reason of selling. Why the customer is selling? Because when you know the reason of selling, you would know if this is a good lead or not. So number one, it would be need cash. Next is wants to get rid of the property, moving outside state, retirement, Upsizing meaning padak-an ilang balay, meaning nagkadagan ilang anak, so kuha nga ilang balay nagkahuot mo ng ilang mo ilay baligi ilang balay na mo palit sa dako-dako. When you say downsizing, meaning dako kay ilang balay ang ilang anak na nga dagko na, so sila na lang manag-asawa, mao mo balhin lang sa balay nga gamay kay kapoy og maintain. Okay, next one. Next question that you need to ask is the timeline to sell. When? So 30, 60 days are considered as warm leads. More than 90 days are considered as follow-up leads or leads that needs to be nurtured. Of course, we are looking for money. So kung ang kanang customer ra kaila pa na ibaligya ilang bala after 90 days, watay ka og tulo ka buwan. So dapat ang kanang customer na to makit-an kay kana nang ganahan na gyud ibaligya. Pwede na to ma-close between 2 to 3 weeks. Kay buyer man ta. Ikaw mo palit kag ikaw karon mabdus ka, nag-crave kag mangga, ganahan ka inig ka sunod buwan pa ka mukaon, di ba? Makuhaan ka. So inana na siya. So we need at as soon as possible mo na dapat ang timeline to sell. Next one is the asking price or pila ilang presyo. So when you say asking price, this is how much do they want to sell their property. So let's say 8 million. So you need to ask them if it's negotiable or not. Kay if it's, let's say, ang iyang property is not worth 8 million, then yun siya, kana yun, non-negotiable. Pasabutan na, di na siya lead for an investor. Okay? The next one is when their asking price is below the market value, this could be considered as warm lead for investors, but investors don't purchase property in a market value, as what I mentioned before. Pero, let's say if they are willing to list the property on the market, then we can put that considered as a lead, but it's not really a good lead for investors. Possibly, the investor can refer that to their friends who are realtors. Next one is what we call occupancy, or when you say occupancy, this is the person who is living on the property. So when there are four, so first one is owner occupied, kung sila ang katay mo ka istorya mo na gyud ang gapuyo sa balay. When you say tenant, giparentahan na nga property. So if ilan ang giparentahan ang property, so you need to ask the monthly rental, the payment term, the contract, and the utility payment. And next one, we have the vacant. So when you say vacant, walay gapuyo. Like example, it's their only vacation house. And then lastly, we have the lot value, meaning walay balay. Okay, next one. This is the last one. Actually, the last important pre-qualifying, but you can ask more questions. So if the lead is working already with a real estate person, such a broker or an agent, again, if it's investor, we can still work with the person who has an agent. But if you're working for an real estate agent, then this is not a lead if they're working already with a agent. Okay. Do you have questions? Am I too fast? Yeah, I'm so sorry if am I too fast. I just want to explain it further, but of course I'll be giving you a copy. Please study it today because there maybe the client will be asking you about this. This is the most important part of the training. Okay, so that's the end of that part. So, okay, so no questions, none so far as of the moment. So
None
please
so
take,
None,
okay, so
none so far,
not so
ma'am.
far. Okay, so please take note on that notes because that is very important. Okay, next one. Let's go for the next part. And- Okay, now can you see my screen? Okay, can
yes.
you see? Okay,
Yes, ma'am, yes.
so let's start. So actually, my training is still here, the script. So what's the use of the script? Okay, this is here. So what is a script? So cold calling is a sales technique where a salesperson makes first-time calls to leads who have not expressed interest in their product or service before. Even though the lead might not be aware of the salesperson's brand, a good cold call is made to someone who is likely to have an interest in or benefit from the product, especially a lead who fits the rep's ideal buyer or persona. That's what from pipedrive.com. So again, it's cold calling. So di ba, you remember the cold leads. So these are, so that's why you are called cold caller, because you're gonna call those cold leads to make them warm and hot. So cold calling, so we need a script. So when you say a script, so a script in lead generation, okay, this is what we call lead generation. Why? We generate leads. So it's a written guide for you to follow and to prepare what information you need to ask during the call. So a script is just a guide, so it doesn't mean you must say the say word by word, but for you to understand the correct flow of a good call and to get all the information needed with the client. So I'll be giving you a script so that you will be guided. But it doesn't mean you need to memorize them, but you have to understand. And also, by the way, pwede naman na ninyo basahon diha. It's just a way, dapat kung paminawon mo, wala mo gasigig, basa. Murag gabasa ba? Okay. Okay, so here. So what is the importance of the script? Again, all information will be gathered during the call when you have a script, since you will not forget it. So I think, so to make it short, it's a guide. Di ba katong mga pre-qualifying questions. So with the script, so mag-guided ka. Usay mo gud makalimot ta. Next one, you can practice the script with your peers and can build more confidence during the call. Ilahi ra magud nang naa kay script, di ba? Same as with a drama. Samantala, makadrama ka ang mga artista kung why script. Di ba? Without a script, it would be hard for them to build their feelings in a scene. So same as sa cold calling. That's why we have a script. Next one, it can guide your sentences when you tend to forget what to say, especially when talking to the prospects or to the gatekeepers. Sometimes magod kita as a person, we are not perfect. So sometimes we forgot some sentences, or sometimes naman kuyawan ka. So at least kung naka-script diya makita, naray mo guide nimo. That's why it's very important to have a script. So there are different types of script in real estate lead generation. So the first one is the cold calling script. So when you say cold calling script, so this script is intended to those contacts that is not connected with the client. They don't expect you to call, so most of the calls will be irritated, exhausted, or would like not to get these calls. So cold calling, so again, kanabang was taga-expect na manawag ka, so sa puto na sila kay, dili raman ikay nanawag nila. So again, you're not the only agent or investor in the US. You are many. Ngunang saputon sila. So ang script nga cold calling, so this script would be simply asking to build relationship with your client and to help them in their future plans connected to their business. So mangutana na kanila kung interested ba sila. So the second one, the type of script, when we say circle, it's circle prospecting script. So when you say circle prospecting script, so this circle prospecting is a lead generation and marketing strategy that relies on the premise that homeowners who live nearby your recently listed or closed home will want to know about it. So this one, circle dialing or circle prospecting, para ni siya sa agent. So let's not discuss that today because the client is not doing that. So nasa gitawag og buyer's campaign. So buyer's campaign is the focus is we're trying to share the details what our buyer is looking for to those people that we are calling. So di gyapon na mao inyong gipangita kay we are investors. So FISBO script. So when you say FISBO, FISBO stands for sale by the owner. So when you say for sale by the owner, so sa US manggod pwede mo na ibaligyan nimo ba wala ka nagamit og agent ba mao na gitawag. So kini siya pwede sa na inyo tawagan kay possibly buyers ba yang investor, di ba? So here the script is intended to contact those homeowners who is selling their property by themselves. The script would focus two things: help them list again the property with an agent, or market to help them market the property by themselves by finding a buyer. But actually this one is for agent. But FISBO, you can call as an investors. Next, foreclose script. So when you say foreclose script, So this script must be soft and open-minded since most of the owners are distressed. The script must not be pushy to let the owner disclose what happened to their property. We say foreclose, if you're not familiar, foreclose are those properties that being seized by the bank. Ano bang was nakabayad ba silang mortgage? Like example, nagpag-ibig sa nagbank sila. So, wa man sa kabayad og pila ka months mo nang gi-foreclose nga nang gi-kuhaon sa bangko. So instead nga kuhaon sa bangko, ila na lang ibaligya. Ngano man, kung kuhaon na sa bangko, pasabot wala mabalik sa ila. But if they're going to sell it, they can pay the bank and then they still have money to buy a new one. Okay? So next one is the off-market opportunity script. So when you say off-market opportunity, these are connected with the buyer. Meaning, kana bang mga properties nga wala gilist sa market. By the way, if you're not familiar, in the USDI, there is what we called um, MLS. So in MLS, it stands for multiple listing services. So in multiple listing services, so diha ipamutang ang tanang properties that is for sale. So it is mandatory in the US to list the property on this one in the system. But when you say off-market opportunity, pasabot ana, wala pagibutang sa listing. But off-market meaning kana bang referral ba example sa inyong sityo. So mahimo siyang off-market kay ngano may example imong papa nangitaglain. Siba ko lang imong papa nangitaglain. So, imong mamag papa nagbuwag. So, ang kanang inyong balay ibaligya. So, ang mupalit ana ka inyong silingan, so mo gitawag og off-market opportunity. Nga naman, wala pa man na share sa uban. That's why it is only a handful of people knows about it and most of these properties are below the market. So, mo na siya gitawag og off-market opportunity. And that's the end about the script. O, di ba? Paspas kayo ito. So now it's 7:49 in PST time. I'm using Pacific Standard Time since my client is from California. So let's take a break for 10 minutes and then I'll be sharing you the script. So please, while wait having a break, so please read the script and then we're going to have a practice. Okay? You got it? Paspas kayo tanong. Ang
Okay,
akong
ma.
ang 2 months, actually, ang 2 months na ko nga training, gihuma gyud akong 2 hours karong adlaw. Mo nang paspas kay sila. Sorry.
It's okay, ma.
Okay,
Ibaan
so
man.
so mao ni siya ang script. So please read the script. So I'll take a break for a moment kay brag akong paspas sa kaisan. Okay, May, July, com. Okay, I would let you listen some recordings. Okay, so I'll be back after 10 minutes. Let's start again at 11. Okay. Okay, hello. Okay,
Hello.
so so let's start for the script. So we will be actually today will be the end part of the topic will be about the scripts. Okay, so yeah, that there is rebuttal part. Actually, this topic, our training is composed of because then the topic 7 by the way. So this training will end out until the script only. Why? Because the rebuttals or the online tools and the summary and the immersion will be when you are hired. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here, so did you listen to the recording I've shared? So that is an example of a cold calling. So here, if you please open, did you open the script that I've shared? Na-open ninyo? Or
No,
wala?
Wala.
ma'am. Hindi siya
Ako siya,
ma-open.
inyo siya i-click
Ganun.
ang download. I-click na ninyong download, then mo-open na siya.
Wait.
Ah, okay. Instead ako na lang i-share. Basta ang kana akong i-share ninyo, inyo na i-click ang download diha, mas open na siya. Okay. I thought nga nagbasa mo. So, here. So, dapat makita ninyo ni. Na-open ninyo? Blessing. Na-open na ninyo?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Open siya.
Okay. Then, nakuha ninyo ang script. Okay? So, basically, sa kanang script, in a cold calling script, so, nana siya tulo ka part. So, ang introduction, ang pre-qualification, o ang questions. So here, so for the introduction, actually, the most important part of a cold calling is the first 30 seconds of the call. Why? Because in the first 30 seconds of the call, the customer will decide either to continue the call or disconnect the call. So, example. So, an example of a script is like this. Uh, Hello, this is Claire. How are you today? And then one thing, I'm calling you today because of the property in 123 Main Street. So, inana siya. So, example, okay? Instead, let me ask Christine to be the seller. I would be the you or the agent. Okay?
Ma'am, so,
Yes. Uh, imo rang basahon na si seller, then ako ang si you. Okay? Are you ready?
di na ko siya maklaro din siya, ma'am. Gamay po
Dapat
siya.
dapat i-open nimo ang katong imuhang kuan, imuhang own copy.
Ah, okay. Ano siya?
Ma-open ninyo?
No, ma'am.
Di siya
Okay,
ma
nag-please ramit sa
Wait.
share screen.
No, what I mean is open katong akong nakoy gi-share katong file, di ba
Sa
nasa oh na wala niyo basa ang actually wa mo nagbasa sa akong gi-chat. You just focus
Kaya naka-focus lang jud ko sa ano, ma'am, sa imong
na
call.
i-try og wala niya gitanaw ang sa chat. So nasa chat before ko
Okay.
ni break ako siyang gi-share sa chat. So, i-download na ninyo ang file, then para maka-open mo inyo ha.
Yes, okay.
Okay?
Eh,
Naka-open na?
downloading pa.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Ready na.
Okay na? Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. So,
excuse me,
ring
Miss.
ring. Hello?
Download.
Unsa?
Download completed pero di siya ma-open.
I-double click na nimo ang katong na-download sa ubos.
Di mo. Dira.
'Di ba downloaded siya. So imo
Oo.
na siya i-click. So i-double click nimo sa ubos katong asa
Dira.
siya na nimo na download then mo open na siya. PDF file man na.
Not responding siya.
Pasabot naga-loading pang inyong
Ah,
and
ana
kung
na.
not
Bawas na.
kung wala kag not responding, it's either hina yung internet or ang system.
Mm.
Alright, check sa namo first name.
Okay na, miss.
Okay, so let's start, Christine. Okay, magbasa na ko na lang instead. Okay.
Okay,
Let's
yes, ma'am.
start. Hello, Christine.
I'm the seller, ma'am. I'm the seller.
Yes, you're the seller.
Okay.
Hello, Christine.
Hello. Hello. Yes, this is Christine. How can I help you?
Yes, Christina. My name is Claire, and I'm calling in regards to your property at 123 Main Street.
Okay. What about it? Uh, how did
The
you get
reason,
my number?
okay, lang, what about it? Okay. The reason I'm calling is because our company just bought a home right by yours and wanted to reach out to you personally to make you an offer on your home if you are interested in selling.
Yes. What's your offer?
Well, we
Um.
don't formulate the offer until we don't get an okay from the homeowner, but the process is very simple, Christine. I just need to ask a few questions regarding the condition of your home. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, that's great. So, can you tell me something about your property? Just some basic, like the number of beds, baths?
Kung saan
Uh,
script akong isulti, ma'am?
just
Sample
give
lang.
me an information, anything. So, can you tell me something like how many bedrooms and bathrooms does your property have?
Actually, our
Yes.
property has a two bedrooms, then one bathrooms, then electrical plumbing.
Okay. So your property has two bedrooms and one bath. And have you done
Yes.
any recent upgrades or renovation with your property, if I may ask?
Yes, last month ago,
Yes. What?
the
Uh huh.
I'm sorry to that.
Like, may I know how old is your roofing?
I'm sorry to that.
Okay. May I know how old is your roofing? Like, have you done upgrades with your roofing?
Not yet, mom.
Okay, no upgrades. Okay, I see. How about your HVAC? May I know how old is your HVAC? Yes. Okay, so is it in original condition?
Yes, mom.
Okay, so it's in original condition. I see. Thank you so much for that information. So it seems like your property is in great condition. What if I may ask, Christine? May I know why are you looking to sell or at least wants to know an offer or wants to get an offer for your property?
Yes, because I decided to buy a new one. Then I will sell I'm sorry.
Okay, so you just decided to sell the property.
Yes, I
Oh, okay,
am.
I see. So, and if I may ask, how long have you thought about selling it? Like, is it just now or just after? Is it a few months ago or what? Have you have you just thought about it? Okay, I understand that. Well, if I may ask Christine, is the property vacant right now, or are there tenants living on the property? Are you living on the property right now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm living in the property right now,
Okay, you're
but
living in the property. I see. And considering what we discussed right now, did you have any ideas about what you think the property worth? Like, do you have any asking price of the property? Like, how much do you want to sell the property?
mm,
Like, is it around 300,000 or 1 million?
300,000 is enough.
Ah, okay, so you're selling the property in for 300,000. I see. Well, if we let's say Christine, if I present you all in cash offer that you like, when would you be ready to sell? Is it after 30 days, 90 days, or 60 days?
After 30 days is enough,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay, after 30 days. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for that information, Christine. So what I'm gonna do is that I'll have my manager run the numbers on our end and we'll call you back with an offer ready to go. Sound good?
Perfect.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Christine, for your time. I really appreciated it. And again, this is Claire from the Outbound. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Bye.
you, ma'am. Bye.
So ina na siya ang cold calling.
Ah, okay.
Okay, you got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this time, okay, let me call Rochi and
All right.
Nino to do the
Yes.
calling. So Rochi will be you, Nino will be the seller. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready, guys?
For a moment.
Okay, just read for the moment.
Uh, Mr. I forgot the name of the company for the
Unsa?
specific name. Company name.
Pwede na bisag unsa.
Sige.
Okay. Okay. So start.
Okay, let's start. Okay, lights, camera, action, ring ring.
Hello, this is Richie from Sampagan. Okay. I am is this Mr. Neil Liveron?
Yes, this is Tim. How can I?
Yes, my name is Richie, and I'm calling in regards to your property at Magandang Kitabisay City Pool.
Okay. What about?
The reason I'm calling is because our company just bought a home right by yours and wanted to reach out to you personally to make you an offer on your home if you're interested in selling.
Yes. What's your op?
Great. Well, we accumulate an offer until we get an okay from the from the whole owner, but the process is very simple. I just need to ask you a few questions about the condition of the home. Is that okay?
Yes.
Great. So can you tell me a little bit about the property? Just some basics like the number of the beds or the baths, square footage, or any updates or improvements you notice like kitchen, bathrooms, roof, electrical, or plumbing.
Okay. The house is it has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 kitchen, and 2 salons.
So you have a yacht. Well, it seems like a great property. So why are you going to sell or at least get an offer?
Uh, I have a house in Coronado Park, and I want to sell it. I want to sell my old house with a great price. So, dire-dire
Wait,
Huwag na maasa na mo dapit. Basta ako na ninyo. Oh my God.
nawala.
na-scroll kalit. Hmm, I see.
So how long have you thought about selling? Is the property vacant or have you tenants or are you living in the property?
Oh, I have my mates.
Oh, really? So is that the means? Okay, great. So considering everything we just discussed, did you have any ideas about what you think the property might be worth? Is it 300,000 or probably 1 million?
Since it is along the highway, I think 5 million or higher is the best price for that house.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good. Well, if we presented you all cash offer that you like, when will you be ready to sell? Is it for 7 days, 30 days, or 60 days?
As long as possible.
Mhm, okay, thank you for this information. So what we do now is I have my manager run the numbers on our end and we'll call you back with an offer ready to go. Is it sound good?
Yes, thank you.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so thank you so much. So this time, okay, since I think everybody is not yet ready to do cold calling, so what you have to do, okay, I'll give you 15 minutes to read the script, and then we're going to do mock call again, including Christine. So again, please read the script.
Quality control.
You also, Christine, and then I'll be back after around 11:30. So and then we're going to have the second round of mock call. Okay?
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you.
Please practice. Okay, hello. I'm back. So let's get start again. Okay, are you ready for the
Hello,
mock
yes,
calls?
ma'am.
Okay. So okay, a while
Makal,
ago, so it was Rochi and his husband did the mock call. So this time,
Right, Mr.
okay, so let's start. So this time,
nakaka-tense.
si Nino, okay, si Nino will be the customer. Nino will be the agent or the you, and then si Christine ang mahimong
Seller.
dili si Konday si ang agent kay si Christine. Ang kaniya no kay si Christine ang agent, dayon si Ruchi ang seller.
So
Okay?
I'll be acting as the seller. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay, so let's start. So, okay, lights, camera, one, two, three, ring, ring.
Hello. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm
Oh, ikaw na si
the
you.
okay. Okay. Let's camera.
Okay, okay, ring,
Action.
ring.
Hello. Is this
Hello.
Ruji?
Yes,
What's
this
the
is me.
name? Sorry. Again. Ruchi.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's camera action. Char. Hello. Good
Yes,
day.
hello.
Is this Ruchi?
Yes, this is me. How can I help you?
Yes, my name is Christine Obeso, and I'm calling in regards to your property at Casamira Naga Building, Block 911.
Okay. So what about it?
The reason I'm calling is because our company just bought a home right by yours and wanted to reach out to you personally to make you an offer on your home if you're interested in selling.
All right. So what's your offer?
Great. Well, we don't formulate an offer until we get an okay from the homeowner. But the process is very simple. I just need to ask you a few questions about the condition of the home. Is that okay?
Oh, yes. That would be fine with me. There's no problem.
Great. Can you tell me a little bit about the property? Just
Oh,
some basics, like the number of beds, the baths, square footage, any updates or improvements, like that.
all right. So the total lot area is 150 square meters, and the house area is only 150 or 100. Up and down, it has two bedrooms, one bathroom, and a garage.
Wow, seems like great property. Why are you looking to sell or at least get an offer?
Well, I am actually selling the property because I'm planning to move to other place. However, I don't have money to use, so that's why I'm selling my property right now so I can use the money and move to other place.
I see. How long have you thought about selling?
I badly need the money, so I am planning to sell it right away. So 7 days would be fine with me. Hello?
Oh, sorry. Is the property vacant? Are tenants living in property?
Yes, I'm still living in that property. However, if I had the money, I can move right away.
Okay, great. Considering everything we just discussed, did you have any ideas about what you think the property might be worth?
So I'll be selling it for about 1,000.
Okay.
And that's no longer negotiable because it's already a low price.
Okay, sounds good. Well, if we presented you an all cash offer that you like, when would you be ready to sell? 7 days? Or 30 days? Or 60 days?
So as what I have said earlier that I badly need the money, so I would say it right away for about 7 days, perhaps.
Okay, thank you for the information. What I'll do now is I'll have my manager run the numbers on our end and we'll call you back with an offer ready to go. Sounds good?
Okay, thank you. That's perfect.
Okay, so thank you. So this time it would be Nino will be the seller. The you, I will be the seller. Okay, so
Okay.
Nino, are you ready? Okay, let's start.
Sis, was man ako eh. Ay, sorry.
I'm so
Okay, let's start. Ring ring. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Is this Claire of Nick's company?
Yes, this is Claire. Who's this, by the way?
Yes, my name is Nino of Nick's company, and I'm calling in regards to your property at
Any
Sambagan,
address?
Talisay City.
Oh, okay. What about it?
The reason I'm calling is because our company just bought a home right by yours, and wanted to reach out to you personally to make you an offer on your home if you are interested in selling.
Mm, what if, your company just bought a property, I see. So what would be the offer?
Great. Well, we don't formulate an offer until we get an okay from the homeowner. But the process is very simple. I just need to ask you a few questions about the condition of the home. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Can you tell me a little bit about the property? Just some basics like the numbers of beds, baths, square footage, any upgrades or improvements, you know, things like that HVAC, HVAC, kitchen, bathrooms, roof, electrical stuff.
Well, yes, this property has two bedrooms, one bath, and I think the property is in good condition.
Wow, seems like a great property. Why are you looking for to sell or at least get an offer?
Because you called me.
I see. How long have you thought about selling?
Just now when you called me.
Oh, is that property vacant or tenants living in the
No,
property?
I'm living on the property.
Okay, great. Considering everything we just discussed, did you have any ideas about what you think the property might be worth?
Yes, I have searched that one online, but I don't want to disclose the price I have in mind. I just want to hear first your offer.
Okay, sounds good. Well, if we presented you an all cash offer that you like, when would you be ready to sell?
If the offer is good, I can close the deal as soon as possible. But if not, no.
Okay, thank you for your information. What I'll do now is I'll have my manager run the numbers on our end and we'll call you back an offer ready to go. Sounds good?
Yeah, yeah, sure. All right,
Perfect.
thank you. Okay, so thank you. So all of us have experience doing the cold calling. So this time I will give you a comment based on your performance a while ago. Okay, so I will start with Rochi. Okay, for Rochi, I noticed that your pronunciation is okay, but the way you deliver your English is not good. Like it's too slow. So sometimes when you talk with them like that, all the time, most of the Americans are busy. So it takes them time to listen with you. So again, Americans are so busy, and the most important part, or the most important, is the 30 seconds of the call. So I think you need to develop more on active speaking.
Okay, so
Okay.
paspasan.
Yes. Active
Okay.
speaking, it doesn't mean like paspasan siya. It's just the way that it should be conversational.
Okay. Because
It,
I'm still hearing my voice and
yes, you're right.
echo. There is an echo so naglibo ko if na nadunggan ba ko tarong wala. So, ano kay ko?
Ah, okay. So yes, and also in addition on that, I think I'm not sure if it's connection, but it's breaking in and out when you had
Mm-mm.
the mock call. So if you
Uh,
would this the training is recorded, you can review it and see it's really on my end, it's breaking in and out. I'm not sure with Christine. How about
mhm.
you, Christine? When you listen to Rochi's call, is it also in breaking in and out? Kaya bang gaputol-putol?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Then hinay.
Gaputol-putol. Okay, so gaputol-putol siya. So we can't hear so much. So I think it's
Yes.
what you need, Rochi, is that you need to practice about it, especially when you can do watching YouTube videos because of course we don't have enough time to master everything today. And
Mhm.
also I think that's all. And then for Christy, so I think you're using Filipino English. So, Christine, what you have to do is to develop or to practice more on English.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, as of the moment, I cannot teach you that one right now since we don't have enough time. It will take a longer time. But of course, what you can do right now is to read the script again and again and again and try to watch American movies or watch YouTube how to pronounce words properly.
Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
and for Nino is yes, the it's conversational. So what I noticed with Nino, it's when I talk with him, it's yes, the way he delivered the script is more conversational. So what I you need to improve Nino is that how to build rapport. Like you don't when I say it's not good, so you try to connect to the customer. I just
Okay.
try to read the sentences, right? I just try to continue the just follow the script. But in real situation they would never do that. So you need
Okay.
to practice that time. So as of the moment, I think that's the end of the training. I know we have enough time. We still have 10 minutes. Of course, 10 minutes is the is the break for an hour training. So okay, this is an initial, right? So tomorrow,
Okay.
okay, so tomorrow around 8 p.m. Actually, I will let you in for tomorrow's training. It's Tuesday, so I have three trainees there. So it's 7 to 8 p.m. So
Yes,
after the
ma'am.
training, 7 to 8 p.m., I will do the final interview for the three of you. So if I notice that you can go or you can continue the call or you can continue the interview for the client, okay, that time I will let you talk to our client. But if there is no changes like this, the training, like the call, then I'm sorry, but I can't let you talk to our client, but I will put you on training, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because of course, this one I'm only the one who's interviewing, but when you talk to the clients are different, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And also make sure that there will be no background noises, especially if there's an interview and a training. So for Christine, I think you would have a problem of rooster when you take calls. So make sure that if you will be hired, there will be no rooster background.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And for Rochi and Nino, make sure that your internet is has a backup if there would be chances that there would be a low internet connection.
Mhm.
Okay, so see you all tomorrow on Tuesday. Tomorrow Tuesday at around 7 to 8 p.m. Then after that will be your final interview before the client.
Okay. Miss Claire,
Yeah,
before
okay, ma'am. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
question.
just to make it sure, we will be having again a mock call for tomorrow.
Yes, of course. It's part of the training.
So same scripts that we're using today.
Yes, we're using same script. Then of course I'll be sharing you all the files that we had. There will be rebuttals that I'll be sharing you. So make sure nga ma-open na ninyo para di mo mabihind sa training ika-ugma.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yes,
kay
ma'am.
nga no, diha naman sa nga part it's just the way you would notice nga lahi sila kay nga no na train gyud sila nga hanay ba. Ang inyo
Mm.
kay pinaspasay. Just sa
Like,
way gisud na lang ta mo kay para pareha ra man ang discussion
okay.
para di ko
So,
magbalik-balik.
Yes, I'm really hoping that the internet connection tomorrow will be good. Pero dili bitaw ingon nga magsipaminaw sa tingog na mo ipasagdan ba kay medyo echo na siya sa amo admi.
Am nagamit mo og ka ng headset?
We're not using headset because we're sharing one laptop man po.
Ah, mao na reason nga nung nag-echoing siya.
But
Kay wala mo ga.
try man ko og use sa headset pero na-other say madunggan ako sa imo harapod nga tingog hinuon sa other ko tong isa ka girl is wala raman.
Mao ba? Kundi ako ah.
So mo pagbasa kanina sa script is like hinayon ako kay ma-feedback nung madungog na ako kung tingog na hala nakadungog ko pa sila na ako.
Makadungog ra ko nimo as I will just make sure nga kundi ako ang ko andiri ang problem. But
Okay.
anyway,
Sa
wa
other
ko ka
side
sure.
ko okay raman.
Okay.
Mm.
Sa ako sa imo ra say ga echoing kang Christine kay wala.
Naghimo bitaw ang message ko nimo at okay murag digit maklaro bitaw ang tingog.
Wa sa ko ka sure kay ngano ang sa kuha kay ang ka Christine okay ra ang imo ra sad.
Sige sige. So
So again, I think that's all. So see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'll
See
be
you,
adding.
ma'am. Thank you
Okay,
so
bye bye.
much.
thank
Bye
you.
bye.